Hello everybody and welcome back. Now in this section I've got a couple of things I want to share with you. So if we go to File, New, and next, SVG, and I have here, let me just open, next, finished, some fonts that I've created. Could turn that hoop off because I don't need it. And these, then select everything and make them a cut, and then change the settings for whatever you're cutting. Now these are great as little cut out letters that you can use then to add sentiments. You could layer them up, so you could have 2 or 3 and stack them on top of each other and then colour in the top one. I've done uppercase and lowercase, and this font is called Storybook. So if you don't have that font, then you'll be able to use these. Now you can enlarge them. The font size is set with the software at 15mm, but they're more like 10mm than 15 when you measure them. But they're still quite nice. They're still a good size. If you wanted to resize, I would copy onto a new page both of them and then resize everything to the size you want. That way you'll always keep your originals intact. Yeah, now I cut these on cardstock. That was 200, what do they call it? GSM. I used the cardstock medium weight 60 pound in the cutter, but I took my speed down to a 34, 35, somewhere there, and I let it cut once, and when it had finished I pressed cut again, so it went around it twice, and I found that way I got a nice cut. Everything stayed in place. By that I mean the bits that come out of the inside of the letters, everything stayed in place. Now the negative, what was left behind, I did keep, because you can pop some letters back into that if you wanted to do something different to the card. Say you wanted to colour it in or add foil on top. You can put the letters back in the base they came out of, and that will hold them there while you colour. And then just a bit of sticky on the back. I ran them through Xyron that I have and put the sticky on the back that way, but double-sided tape would work just fine. Now you could put double-sided tape on your card before you cut. That way, once they popped out, they'd already be sticky on the back, and all you have to do is choose the letters you want to create the word you want. But I'll talk to you and show you what I'm going to do with these a bit later when we get to the table. So the next thing I have to share with you is some Christmas bells. So if I go back into here and go to Christmas bells and open, next, finished. So here's our Christmas bells. Now all I've done here is I created a stencil, and I did cut one in stencil plastic, but I also cut this on a card as well. And same as we did before, if you wanted to do a card, let's say I'll make this a black line, give it a pale feel. Now let's say I'll turn proportions off. Let's say you had a card that's 140 by 140, so I'd do this 135 by 135. I'll pop it here. Okay, so let's select all of our red, right click and just group, so I can just pick that up and move it around. So if this were your card front now and you wanted to add the bells, you're simply going to click on them, place it inside, okay, so let's select that, then the background. I'll align center vertically and horizontally, and then trim. And the red is on top, which means we've created now a card front with the bells. Now I did this, cut this in white card, but I'm going to put a gold foil card behind and emboss the foil. So I'll show you that also when we get to the table. So this is a really sweet 4 card. Make sure this is also a cut and adjust your settings appropriately. So I use the same settings for this as I did for my lettering, and I found it cut out really nicely. So that's if you want to do it as a card. Now if I copy this and grab us a new page, I just create new design. This time I would put the hoop back on. Now I'm just choosing the 22. You could choose any hoop you like. And I can now take this and center it. So let's go hoop, center, okay, and it's pretty much centered. So now if I drag a corner and make it bigger, I'm going to ungroup, and now you could turn this into an applique. So let's say maybe this is red because it's poinsettia, and these here are the bell, so they'd all be maybe in a silver or something like that. And the ribbon, no, maybe the ribbon could be maybe a yellow. It looks more like a green, a goldy colour. Okay, so now I need to break this apart because this should actually be red, red, hold shift, make all of those pieces red. Now you could turn this into an applique. So if I select all of it, now it's all got a black line. So let me just show you that again. So when I select it, it's only showing me the pencil once. So everything is a black line with different fills. I definitely prefer to give each color a different colored line. So this is kind of supposed to be a silver. Let's go into the grays and maybe do a dark gray. So now when I select this, it tells me I've got a dark gray and a light gray. Yep. And then do the bow. So the bow is lemon. That's not the bow. So choose the sections of the bow. Now that's got a black line, so let's find, let's say, an orange line. And then all the red elements. And these guys, they've got a red fill, so back, choose a different red for the line. Okay. So now I can select everything and go into fill, choose applique, trim, pre-cut, go back, choose a stitch, going to choose this one. So you can see we've got a couple of jumps here, but basically the way we've created it, let's put on the slow redraw. It's going, okay, it's not. So we need to select all of this, right click and combine. I think I want this in the silver too. Okay, so select all of the silver elements. Yep. I think I did this color the wrong way, so it should be that and that. That's better, I think. Doesn't. Oh. The line is the dark. Okay, so the line is the dark and the lighter is the fill. Okay, so select all of the silver elements and combine. Then pick up the red. Okay, this is the bow. Okay, I'm going to take that other element of the bow to the top. I think this. Okay, let's find. Here, take that all the way to the top. So I've got red, red, red. Okay, so let's make this a bit smaller now. Maybe not that small. So we've done our bells. Pick up the red, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And then right click and combine. So now you see we've got our bells together, our flowers together, and then I can pick up the 3 elements of the bow, right click and combine those. And now it's good to go. So let's go into slow redraw. So now it should do all the placement lines, which it is. Then you can pop your fabric down, do it all in one go, and then it will do the cover stitch over the top. And then it should do all the red. Go faster, faster. Yep. So this could be done just maybe in a silver fabric or a gold fabric, or there's the red placement line. Even some of that glitter vinyl, you could do the bells in the silver glitter vinyl, which would look quite nice. Now, of course, you can add some words or some text or whatever you wanted here, but just thought this was something that was nice and a little bit different. So now you can see it's doing the bow, and that's in a kind of an orange thread. But of course, you can choose any thread you like. I tend to try and go light dark in the same fabric so that when it comes up on the screen, I know exactly what it is. So that's it. You can make a card from here. You can make your stencil. And of course, you could turn it into an applique. Yeah, and then you could do the same here that we did with one of the other cards. So when these elements are cut out, you could keep them and then use the stencil to place them back in and stack them on top of each other and do that layered look again. So there's not really too many pieces. You could always put some bling in here for the berries if you wanted to. Or you can just put the stencil down on top of a card and colour through it. You could even use texture paste if you have that. You could put that through. But I'll show you what I'm going to do when we get to the table. So that's it from me. The next time I see you will be at the table. All of these things we've talked about, including the font, you will have as an SVG to download. And I hope you all have a very safe and Merry Christmas. Christmas is kind of breathing down our neck at the moment, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye for now.